So, begin your butt hacking in Final Fantasy V, have you? Don't worry, I've been there myself on the first few playthroughs. Some of the bosses are just a little bit of a jerk. Just a little bit. So here's a little video to try to help you cheese through some of these bosses. Some of them are a lot easier to cheese than others, while others require some specific setup and may or may not work depending on what you have at your disposal. So without further ado, let's take a look at how to cheese bosses in Final Fantasy V. So hopefully this will be a little bit of a complete guide on how to deal with some of these bosses in Final Fantasy V. I know my first time playing this game, there was a lot of difficulty in regards to some of the bosses. So let's start with this one. So I can't really show this one because I am over level. If you're exactly level 8 and you have Goblin Punch, you can basically one-shot her. Now, if you do this, this means you're not going to get Forza in your bestiary, but I mean, one-shot a boss, very, very nice. Shiva, we'll be back to Shiva in a little bit. Some of these guys we are going to be back in a little bit. Garula! Garula might be a little bit of a problem for some players. However, what if I told you there's a very simple way of dealing with Garula? Which is, use Blue Magic and Poly's Chorus. And just like that, he's a fraud. Now he can cure Hogue, in which case you just use the ability again. Just like that. And that's how you cheese the fight. You just cheese the fight that way. So you get the Poly's Chorus for the, I believe it's called the Elf Hogue. You can get it from the Elf Hogue in the Waltz Tower. Or if you go to fight Shiva, you can fight it in Waltz Castle in a hidden little room. Liquid Flame is a pretty hard boss. Honestly, I feel like Liquid Flame is one of the harder bosses early on. However, the easiest way of dealing with Liquid Flame is, I don't know why it's not letting me, buy a Frost Rod. Now with the Frost Rod, you just use it. Now this is going to do more damage because I'm higher level, but this will one-shot Liquid Flame. It will be even better if you equip a Frost Rod on the user, so it'll do 50% more damage. So you can buy that before you go to the Firepower Ship. Go to Carmack, buy you at least, I would say at least 3 Frost Rods, just in case you need to use an extra one. But have one equipped to like a Black Mage or a mage in general who can use rods. And can have that mage use a Frost Rod and you will win instantly. Just that simple. And likewise, it's the same deal with Ifrit. It hates a little, actually I don't know if you can one-shot Ifrit with a... Okay, you gotta be sure that it's gonna be a character who can actually, you know, use the rod. So, Blue Mage, Black Mage, etc, etc. But again, Frost Rod will instantly defeat Ifrit. If it doesn't one-hit kill Ifrit, then a second Frost Rod should be enough. But overall, that's basically what you do with Ifrit. Same deal here. And with Biglos over here, you just use a Fire Rod. Simple as that. Ramuh is interesting. There's 2 different ways of dealing with Ramuh very quickly. One requires a couple blue magic, one requires 1 blue magic. You want to get Death Claw from the Iron Claw. If you get this from Iron Claw, well, you can use it on Ramuh, believe it or not. Ramuh is not immune to Death Claw. And just like that, in 2 actions, you win. That's just one of 2 ways. The other one involves level manipulation, which I will show you at the end, because that's its own thing. That is its own thing. So that is Ramuh. The sandworm also can be seized. This one can be a very annoying fight because it pops between holes. But, again, blue magic. Blue magic comes in clutch. So if the worm pops up, you can try to attack it or just use Aqua Breath. One Aqua Breath should be more than enough to defeat it. Otherwise, just use another Aqua Breath. It's just that simple. Again, my levels are much higher here, but it's still what you can pull off in the main game. Now, if you want to get Aqua Breath, you're gonna have to get it from the Dorm Chimera in the desert by the Library of Ancients, which might be a little bit tricky because that thing is a little bit strong. But if you can get it, well, you basically just win that fight. So at command point, I'm gonna show you a very simple thing. It's called using one ability. And that ability is level 5 Death. You're gonna see this at the end of the video because, oh boy, level 5 Death manipulation. A good chunk of bosses are actually vulnerable to level 5 Death. In actuality, everyone is vulnerable. But if you got everyone, you gotta give them a level 255, which is a little bit of a challenge, to say the least. A little bit of a challenge. But that's how you deal with a command point. You can also use level 5 Death on both of the launchers. That will eliminate them immediately. In regards to Soul Cannon, Soul Cannon's a little bit trickier. Simply for the fact that, I wonder, I'm gonna try something real quick. I'm not sure about this, but I'm gonna try it. So, let us try, if I can remember the combination. It is, I don't remember what the combination is. Well, there is a combination, there's a mix called Samson's Might. If I recall, that increases level by, 5, if I recall. Let me see. It is, you use it with Holy Water Antidote, and it increases level by, and it seems, is it by 10? Really? Is it by 10? Okay, so it's by 10. So you can't really do it that easily. Never mind. Because it's level 36. I thought it was 5. Now, Samson's Might, which is 10, and Dragon's Power, which is 20, those are used for manipulating the levels. We'll go over that later. And go, Pyrobolos. Here, you normally fight this with only 3 party members. And when you kill a Pyrobolos, they use Arise. So, they will revive all our Pyrobolos when killed. Now, that's a big problem. You could try to inflict silence on them, but there's 6 of them and 3 of you. The easier solution, if you have it, is to just Deathclaw each and every one of them. So what this means is, you're gonna use Deathclaw and reduce their HP. Whoops. You continue to do this and reduce HP. And you use it on each of them. So, we're gonna let this play out now. The biggest threat here is getting hit by the regular attacks. If you have Blink, it's not a problem. This is what happens when you use Deathclaw. They will, if they use Self-Destruct, they will not counter with a Rise. AoE Arise, which is illegal, by the way. You can't normally AoE cast Arise. So by using Deathclaw, and this is without Deathclaw, you will take 1500 damage. And just to prove the point, as you can see, it does revive everyone. So that's why you want to use Deathclaw. Deathclaw is a very, very good enemy skill. A lot better than I thought it was. And speaking of Deathclaw, Chimera Brain. He doesn't have a whole lot of HP to him. But he can hurt. You can't get, I believe you can get Aqua Breath from him. But he's also vulnerable to Deathclaw. And just like that, 2 actions and you win. Again, another fight that you do with only 3 characters. Now with that said, I believe you can also use this even on the Abductor when you're fighting with just Barks. Yep. So, there's another instant win con. You just beat the solo fight with Barks in 2 actions. Very, very powerful blue magic. And, guess what? You can even do it with a Tyrannosaur. Now, the thing with this, if you do it with a Tyrannosaur, he will counter with Poison Breath. So, you can do that, or you can make this a lot easier and use a Phoenix Gown. Phoenix Gown will instantly kill him. You don't even need to use Deathclaw for this fight. Just use a Phoenix Gown! And with a Phoenix Gown, you win in 1 move. It's just absolutely silly. Now, we move on to... Who are we moving on to? Atomos. So, Atomos will be showing how to deal with Atomos and defeat Atomos. But did you know that Atomos is actually very vulnerable to a certain spell by the name of Sleep? So you could just use Sleep on it the entire time. And just show off a little trick, Dark Spark, that halves the level. The interesting thing about halving in this game, instead of rounding up, it rounds down. So he was level 41. His level got halved, so it went to level 21.5. But instead of rounding up at 21 or 20.5, instead of rounding up at 21, it rounds down at 20, which means in just 2 actions, you can defeat Atomos, who is a notoriously difficult boss, because he will always double attack with Comet if anyone's alive and try to drag any characters that's dead into it. He's a very nasty boss. Now with that said, how about we go to these guys, the Crystals? These guys aren't really anything until they get to below 50% HP. But what if I were to tell you Deathclaw? Now Deathclaw is a little bit trickier here because it may or may not hit. As you can see, it's not really hitting as much as I'd like. But I assure you, it does work. And this will allow you to... Oh. Well, apparently that staff... Oh, it must be an elemental staff. But as you can see, Deathclaw does work. And it works on all 4 of them. Assuming it's... Oh, I'm using Dark Spark. That might be why it's not working. I'm using the wrong thing. Oops. That's fine. So Death Claw. Use Death Claw. And just like that, you're gonna beat Paris. Assuming you know you hit the right element. But yeah, Death Claw, every single one of them. It will work. I promise. It's just that hitting it is a little bit problematic, as you can see. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Here, I'm just getting very unlucky. I am getting very unlucky. But it's a lot better than trying to fight them one-on-one or trying to group hack them. Because if you try to group hack them, well, you're just going to end up with a bunch of really bad stuff coming at you. But yes, Death Claw works against them. They're a little bit of a pain in the butt to deal with. Now, Carbuncle. So, Carbuncle is interesting. Normally, this fight can be a little bit rough, but what if I tell you, wait 3 turns? So, he has Auto Reflect. So, you can't really use magic, right? So, that's turn 1. Here's turn 2. And he does hit pretty hard. Turn 3. Now, just wait and you'll see a little pause, right? So there's a little pause. He didn't do anything. What that means is he hooked down Reflect. As you can see, you can hit him with Death Claw. Death Claw works. And you can also inflict him with Petrify. So if you wait exactly 3 turns, and then a little bit later, his Reflect will be gone. If you see him use Cura on himself, that's his Reflect being gone. That's where you hit him with Death Claw and or Break Blade. So Carbuncle is hilariously easy. You can also, I think you can use Death on him, I'm not entirely sure. You can use Count Blepis as well, or Great Spell, but honestly, Count Blepis or, Great Blade is better. So X-Step, another notoriously difficult boss. So, for this fight, I don't have it equipped, but you want to put, Reflect on your higher party. And you want to get level 3 Flare. Now, to get level 3 Flare, you need to use Control on the Red Dragon here in X-Step's castle, have Reflect on the Dragon, and hopefully it'll bounce back to someone who has a level multiple of 3. With a full party of blue mages, using just a level 3 Flare, you can completely destroy X-Step. And if you have Reflect Rings, you will be bouncing back all of his Maraga, Blizka, and Fungus, and its Dispel will be completely useless. So, you can also, if you really want to, let me think. Can you do it that way? 33. Okay, 33 half is... What's 33 half? That is 16.5. So it'll become 16 again 8 again 4. Yeah, that won't work. You do need to do level manipulation. So that's the easy way of dealing with X-Step. So the gargoyles, they're not super difficult, but if you kill one of them and don't kill the other fast enough, the other one regens. So how do you deal with them? You deal with them basically by using 2 level 3 Flare. Level 3 Flare does a lot of work here. That's a quick way of dealing with them. You can also use the Magic Lamp for Bahamut and Leviathan if you have it. I don't think you can get them that early though. You can use it for the other gargoyle fights, however. And then we have Oaken. So Oaken gives you 1 minute to defeat him. So what's the fastest way of defeating Oaken? What if I hold you petrified? So break. Break is enough. If you don't have break for whatever reason, break blade is enough. But cast and break will instantly defeat Oaken. Why? I don't actually know. But I mean, that's how you beat Oaken. In one hit, break someone with break, and you will instantly defeat him. Now, Omniscient is interesting. You're normally fighting Omniscient with only 2 characters. Now, my suggestion is to give both those characters reflect rings. That will deal with this fight very quickly. So, the main problem here is if you attack him physically, he counters with Hurry, which resets the fight. So, if you want to really mess with him, use Holy Water with Maiden's Kiss on him. That will put him in Berserk. That will prevent him from using any spell. And then after that, you want to use Eye Drops with Dragon Fang. And that will blind him, hopefully. So if you have good enough equipment, now he is blind. And he's gonna use physicals only. If you have to, you can also use Blink. Since you're gonna be coming here with mages anyways, Blink will help a lot. So you could try this strategy where you use Mix and just Berserk him first, and then use Dark Side to blind him, and make sure to use Blink. He does hurt though. So that's how you can seize him that way. That's only if you want to take that route though. He does hit very hard. It does mean you can use physical fight. No, you can't. Because once you enter on that side, you can't really change your class, so... I mean, that's up to you. Do you want to deal with non-stop magic? Or do you want to deal with very strong physicals? Now, you could probably, dodge. It depends on if you have a reflect ring or not, I suppose. So these guys... There's a very simple solution to these guys. Which is... I'm gonna use it. So, here's a magic lamp. When it's fully charged up, it will use Mega Flare. And then after that, it will go in order, so it will use Tsunami. Now, if you get the third charge, so you use it twice, the third charge will be Oaken. Guess what they're now immune to? So, if you come here, and you already used 2 charges, you can just use Magic Lamp, and you will instantly win the fight. Simple as that. Now, I'm gonna back all the way out, because, I gotta reset that. Alright, so next we have... who do we want to check out? Next shall be Alsomagia. So Alsomagia is silly. Alsomagia is Spanish for blue mage. How can you beat him very easily? What if I hold you self-destruct? What? I'm sorry? Did I just miss? As you can see, he just learned self-destruct. I did not know that self-destruct could miss. That's interesting. And just like that, you win. Now, whoever gets hit by that is going to die. But, I mean, if you want to deal with Osomagia real quick, there you go. Self-destruct, he'll use self-destruct. A little silly, but, you know, it's like the only use of self-destruct in the entire game. Alright, so outside that we go to, so Catastrophe. I'm going to say this right now. If you have Auto Float, I don't remember if you can have Auto Float in this game. But if you have Auto Float, you can just use that the entire fight, and he will be unable to do anything. He will constantly try to use 100G. When Hanya, this fight is dangerous, so you're gonna wait, I think, 3 turns. But keep in mind, this fight hurts a lot. So that's 1. That's 2. There's Mind Blast. Okay, so that's Mind Blast, right? And as you can see, if you hack, it will use that. So be careful of that. So, level 5 Death does work, but you gotta wait a little bit. It might not be 3 turns. You gotta wait until there's a little bit of a pause. So no pause yet. Just wait a second. There's a pause. Yep, it's powering up now. So when you see that, it loses its immunity death. So you can level 5 death it, and you can use Break Blade. So when you see charging up, you can just one-shot when Hanya. Easy way of doing that without triggering all of the higher waves. You just gotta be able to keep up with your healing. So that is Twin Hanya. Omega and Senryu, I will show you how to deal with them in a little bit, because I gotta set things up. So Neo Senryu, or Neo Etsuka. Neo Etsuka is interesting, to say the least. I will show you these 4 here in just a little bit, so give me just a second to set everything. Alright, Omega. So the easiest way of dealing with Omega, you will see the setup. So as you can see, we're going to be using, Sync, Romeo's Ballad. One character is going to be using Thundercat Blade. And now from here, you just gotta stagger your Romeo's Ballad with your other 3 characters. Which, if you do it right, the character with the Spell Blade must have you don't need Rapid Fire, but it does speed things up. So Rapid Fire, Spell Blade, Thundergat is gonna be your main thing here. While the other characters are gonna be using Romeo's Ballad. And as you can see, using this method, you will be able to defeat Omega in 2 turns. Simple as that. And there you go. Omega defeated. Now you can set everyone to use Spell Blade Rapid Fire, but then you have to deal with Omega's multiple counter attacks, which is just not very good. I'll just say that. Now, there's also the old Bag of Bones. Let's see if I can do this without having to worry about re-equipment. So, Bartz is just gonna die. Don't worry about him. This is what happens if you don't have the coral ring on. You basically die. So, if I recall, it takes 3 jumps. If you have everyone with dual Dragon Lambs, yep. 3 jumps with dual Dragon Lambs is all it takes to defeat Senri. Now, normally, you're not doing this before he uses Highway. You're going to want to equip the Coral Ring. However, you are probably going to hit very high damage. If you go, well, you should be able to do it with all 4 characters. You want the Dragon Land. Without the Dragon Lands, this is even more difficult. What if I told you the same strategy that you use for, Omniscient, you can also use here. So, by that I mean, you give 1 or 2 characters mix. I would recommend giving everyone, give at least 2 characters mix. And by using, you want to start with Dark Side, which is Eye Drops plus Dragon Fang to inflict blind. And then you use Holy Water and Maiden's Kiss to inflict Berserk. Now yes, if Senryu hits anyone, they're going to probably die. However, this makes it so that Senryu can no longer use any of its abilities. He is going to be ungodly fast though. Ungodly fast. Now with that said, we still have Neo X-Step to do, so give me just a second to set up for that, and I'll show you the easiest way of dealing with him. Except that anytime I want to test this, I have to defeat X-Step. Anyways, one of the easiest things to do against Neo X-Step is just spam Senanagi, or Guildhouse, as some of us call it. That will do a lot of damage to all parts, and you can just mime it. However, what if I told you that it's a lot easier to deal with each part? So, first thing, did you know that back here, this back here, you can cast Doom on it. It is not immune to Doom. Now, the next part is, what if I told you the front part, right here, if you have its level 1, assuming it allows me. Now, assuming it allows me. So the middle part, you can inflict Petrify too. So the middle part can be Petrified. That will defeat it real quick. The back part, believe it or not, the back part is actually vulnerable to instant death. So if you use instant death through the magic lamp, which we're going to do right here, where is it? Magic lamp. So magic lamp twice, well 3 times, and if you do this just right, the back part will instantly die. And this only works through the magic lamp. So now there's that dead. And now, as you can see, we have the level of the front part. And now that we have the level of the front part, always gotta watch out for Grave Clear-Off. Now that we have the level of the front part, we can instantly defeat it. So just like that, we defeated, we defeated the front. So here's the whole scenario. For the top part, the head, use Dark Spark to half its level, and then use level 5 death to defeat it. For the bottom part, which is like where the little dragon horn thing is, use Spellblade with Break. For the back part, which is with the 2 zombies, you can use Doom on it, or you can use Magic Lamp when it's on the Ogun charge to instantly defeat it. And if you have Dragon Lambs, sis, Dragon Lambs will destroy this part real quick. especially if you took the time to get Rapid Fire. If you have Rapid Fire Dual Wield and you have Dragon Lances, there you go. Simple as that. The biggest threat in this fight is how much damage he can do with just everything, really. But Grand Cross is the big one, because Grand Cross can just fudge everything up if you don't have ribbons. So that is all of that. That's the easy way of dealing with most of the bosses of the game. So how many bosses are there? Let's find out. So, 229. So there's... Wait, was it 229? It was, sorry. Yeah, 229. So 229. There's 73 bosses, if my math is correct. Of those 73 bosses that I sold anyways, you can seize out 1, technically 2, because if you seize her out, he never shows up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I did soak this, right? Because you can, I'm gonna soak this just in case, but yeah, I think I skipped over this. This guy, believe it or not, you can Deathclaw it. Just like that. So yeah, I think I skipped over him. So what? That's like. Let me recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 35 of the 73 bosses in the game you can just outright seize. And that does not include some of the other bosses that I will show you in a clip after. I say clips, but it's going to be its own section because level 5 Death is it's its own thing. Some of these guys that you can defeat with Deathclaw, you can also defeat with level 5 Death, but why use level 5 Death when you can use Deathclaw instead, right? You can even do this to some, you can do it to everyone in the higher game. Assuming you get them to level 255, which requires, at least 15 Dragon Power, minimum. So if you do that for about 4 turns in a row, you can get them to level 255. Just note that you're putting yourself in a very, very risky situation doing that. But yeah, some of these bosses you can seize even with level 5 Death. Like Bahamut. Bahamut can actually be defeated with level 5 Death. And I will give honorable mentions to X-Death here. You can do this in this version of the game, where you can inflict Berserk to him. However, they fixed the glitch involving the Kiss of Blessing in the SNES PlayStation version. the SNES PlayStation version, if you use the Blessed Kiss, which is Maeve's Kiss plus Holy Water, and then defeat X-Step, you skip Neo X-Step. Now, this was fixed in the GBA version, but if you defeat Neo X, or you defeat X-Step with one of the Cannoneer's abilities, I forget what it is, it might be Blessed Shot, it will also skip Neo X-Step. Anything after the GBA version, you cannot skip Neo X-Step, so that is all the bosses. Now, I will leave this off with the level 5 death section, and then we will wrap this video up. So, without further ado, here is all the level 5 deathful bosses with level manipulation. we conclude this video on how to seize many of the bosses, at least a good portion of the bosses in Final Fantasy V. I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys who are struggling with the game, or maybe you guys learned something new that you didn't know about with Final Fantasy V. I sure did. I didn't know that some of these bosses were weak to Deathclaw, for instance. So, until next time, everyone, whenever that may be, this is Sonomic, and I will catch you on the flip side of the coin. If you like this video, do let me know if you want to see more like it, because I'm thinking about doing some more like this for Final Fantasy VI, and maybe even Final Fantasy VII. So, let me know in the comments what you think of this video, if there's anything I can do to improve upon it, and I will catch you all next time. Take care, have a great rest of your day and or night, and have fun bullying all of the bosses in Final Fantasy VII. Catch you on the flip side of the coin.